Hi, we're the Wine Ladies.
I'm Georgia.
And I'm Suzanne, and welcome to Talking Wine with the Stars, Day 3 of the Toronto International Film Festival.
Now we are sitting here on the couch once again with a star winemaker. Marco Piccoli is here from JacksonTriggs Winery, Niagara-on-the-Lake, Canada. And we've got before us some of the magic that you've performed in the wine cellar. We'd love to start tasting and learn a little bit more about you. Welcome to Talking Wine with the Stars.
Thank you for having me over.
It's our pleasure. So tell us a little bit about JacksonTriggs, first of all.
JacksonTriggs was, as a brand, was created in 1993 from Don Triggs, and was the former CEO of Windsor and Alan Jackson. And they actually put together this idea to create a winery, a brand in Niagara that could display the best of our style in terms of wine region as a Niagara.
Yes.
And to give the philosophy that is behind all our wines, and we still pursue after 16 years, is actually to deliver the best quality with the best value. So quality and value is one of the first focus that we put as a team, viticulturist and winemaking team.
Well, and you certainly have won many awards. JacksonTriggs is unprecedented in the amount of awards it's been winning.
In the last years, we had been awarded for almost 20 times the best winery in Canada, and this is something that makes me very proud to work with. Because
well, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're an import from Italy.
Yeah, from Italy.
Fantastic. And how long have you been a winemaker here at JacksonTriggs?
Well, actually, I started in 2005. It was the 9th of September 2005, so exactly 4 years.
Oh,
a few days ago. I started in 2005 with the first vintage. And
what was that?
We were working with white wines, sparkling wines, red wines, and ice wine. Let's say that sparkling wine has been one of my biggest surprise.
Passions?
Yes, and I've been very surprised and impressed how the sparkling wine makes very well in Niagara from my experience overseas. And the ice wine has been really the wine that really brought me over to Canada.
Speaking of sparkling wine, why don't we open a bottle of your Méthode Classique?
Sure.
And why don't you do the honors?
Okay.
And then we can toast.
Yeah, the wine is made of 70% of Pinot Noir and 30% of Chardonnay. Okay. The Pinot Noir is pressed, is vinified, as we say, white vinification, in terms that it's not going through a maceration on the skins, so don't extract too much color. Okay. Otherwise, you have later on a pinking.
Yes, like a rosé sparkling.
Correct. So, and
let's see what that pop's going to be like. Nicely chilled.
Yes, it's a good temperature.
Yeah, we don't want to have a pop, we want to have a beautiful hiss, which is exactly what
he knows what he's doing.
Yes.
I was afraid to.
That's for Georgia.
To pop the camera?
This wine is a 2004 Méthode Classique. For Méthode Classiques, when we speak about Méthode Classique, we speak about a traditional method. So the wine is re-fermented in a bottle. So the second fermentation happened there, and we keep it on lees for 3.5 years, almost 4 years.
Okay.
So this wine has been disgorged.
Yes.
Exactly in January 2009.
Okay.
And we actually recommend that you enjoy some truffle popcorn with this Méthode Classique for the film festival. It's the only way to go.
Absolutely. Shall we give it a taste?
Absolutely.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, Marco.
Cheers.
That is absolutely lovely. I like a little bit of that toasty, biscuity flavor that you have.
It does. Yeah. That is a kind of characteristic that is coming mostly for the lees. As I said, leave it on lees. And what surprised me about the sparklings in Niagara is the fruitiness, the floral notes, crispy lemon. Again, I think Niagara can make some beautiful sparkling bases.
Yes.
And it can stand up with actually one of the best sparklings that we have
because
in the
we
world.
have a cool climate region, don't we? Just as they do like in Champagne.
Yes. And not only the temperature, also the soil. The nature of the soil is you can find it's very different. You can find some parts terroirs that they have more limestone, which is very important for that kind of characteristics, a little bit heavier or sandy, that give you different notes and tonalities of the wine, different layers.
I think it would be perfect for the Oscars, to be served at the Oscars.
It's a very good one.
I think so.
Yes.
For sure. And then we also brought in, there's a Riesling here from the Delane Vineyard. Let's talk about this special vineyard.
Bring on the Riesling.
Well, the Delane Vineyard is an echo of the philosophy that JacksonTriggs started when it began. It was one of the dreams and also the focus of Don Triggs and his wife Elaine Triggs.
Yes.
To start actually developing a vineyard that was showing the best of a sub-appellation, the best of a terroir. And this is actually the Lane Vineyard Undertakers on the Parkway by the Niagara River sub-appellation, where we grow different kind of varieties, Riesling, Sauvignon Blanc, Shiraz, and so on. But on that vineyard, there always been a lot of focus on the expertise, on the trials, on the experiment, new rootstocks, new trailing system, new viticulture management, new yeast in the winery down the road.
Yes.
And Riesling is one of the most expressive wines that I can say, expressive in terms of Niagara style, first of all, and terroir.
And
of
the
that
terroir.
region. Yeah, it's a 2006, so it started already displaying a little bit of those kind of petrol, diesel fuel notes that is Riesling a little bit aged.
And that's a good thing.
It's
Because
good.
sometimes when people say that are not used to wine tasting petrol, wait a minute, some form of gasoline? But it is lovely on the nose.
Very
You know what?
lovely.
This is something that is very
You're
interesting.
very
what you
talented,
said.
Marco.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
But it's very important when you open a bottle of wine and you read the vintage on the label.
Yes.
It's very important that you understand what you're approaching. So a Riesling that is 3-4 years old, if it doesn't have those kind of characteristics, like petrol note that you actually mentioned now, I would expect a wine that it won't last too long in bottle. It will start flattening down very easily.
Right.
So it's very if I would find a petrol note of characteristics like this in a Sauvignon Blanc, to give you an example, then I would say that wine is maybe going down the hill.
Yes.
But there are some
Not a good thing.
characteristics that, like in Riesling, for example, Gewürztraminer down the road, they are very peculiar and stylistically correct for that wine. And just an example, like when I was working and studying in Germany, in the Rheingau, they were making a lot of Rieslings there, white
they're known
Rieslings.
for that.
Very good. We were never tasting Riesling in a short term, 2-3 years, because they were very acidic and very lemony. The good thing of Riesling in Niagara, and then again, this is the reason why I wanted to talk about these two wines, because they're the two flagship wines to me, beside the ice wine, obviously, that we can look at Niagara as a style. So a wine that may be down the road in a few years, people want to taste a Riesling from the link, say, oh, it reminds me Alsace Riesling or a German Riesling, but they will say, oh, it's typical, purely Niagara style wine.
And it's
which
not
is very
just about
important.
white wines. Also, you have a wonderful array of red wines as well, from a Syrah to a Meritage and Pinot Noir.
Yes.
A whole varietal. Well, we are at the film festival, and we've been talking a little bit. We've been talking to some directors and actors, and what do you think the influence of wine has been in the movies?
Well, I think that when you talk about wine, you talk about wine is very, to me, related to a style of life of somebody.
A lifestyle. thing.
Lifestyle, thank you.
Yes.
And I found a lot of people sometimes being associated with that kind of wine as we were doing before, or preferring some kind of wine as it is, sparkling or a little bit more white wine, red wine. And I always noticed in the movies when they were actually opening a bottle of sparkling. It was a very romantic or prestigious moment.
And they open up the sparkling.
The sparkling.
Yeah, like in Casablanca.
Exactly. Or there was also another one. There was a Pretty Woman, I think, when he actually opened the bottle of sparkling with the strawberries. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, with Julia Roberts.
Yes.
Yes, right.
So
yes.
that again, this is it pushed people to me who watched the movie to start getting more curious about pairing food and wine.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Or to use some kind of wine in some kind of situations. Maybe it's not. It can be like an inspiration or a guideline, how the way that wine should be tasted or should be drunk.
Yes.
Or how with what people in what situation.
Well, this has been wonderful, Marco. Thank you so much for joining us and talking wine with the stars and sharing your stories and a wonderful glass of wine.
And you are a star winemaker.
Oh, thank you.
All right, another toast to Marco.
Cheers.
And
I do it
fabulous
with the
wines.
Riesling.
You're going to do the Riesling, okay.
Cheers.